All right, real talk here. You think that you're a good driver, right? Yeah. Well, so does everyone else. But today, we're breaking down why that's total BS and exposing the bad habits we all pretend don't actually count. Buckle up, Buttercup. This one's going to get real. Hey, what's happening? How are you doing today? Thank you so much for being here. I am Chris, and this is Cool Cars with Chris, man. And I love cool cars. I love cars. I love driving. I love driving so much that it's actually my regular day job career. I'm on the road quite a bit. For work. Of course, getting to work too. But being on the road so much, I have seen a lot of different things. I've seen a lot of people make stupid decisions driving. I've seen a lot of people get into accidents that really shouldn't have gotten into accidents. And just as well as I do, that if you drive on an American road, a lot of people swear they are great drivers and they never do anything wrong. It's always somebody else's fault. You always hear all those stupid drivers out there. Everyone's stupid. All those dumb drivers. Watch out for all the dumb drivers out there. But let me ask you a question. Be honest here. How good of a driver are you really? Let's just say on a scale of I should be in NASCAR to I can't parallel park, even if there's a full school bus length worth of room to park your car. Now, if you were to say say 8, 9, or 10, well, congratulations. You're 80 to 90% of American drivers. Because according to multiple studies, almost everyone, and I mean everyone, thinks they're better than average. Which, well, if you think about the math on that, that's actually impossible. Yeah, well, we can't all be above average. That's not how averages actually work. Listen, I'm no math whiz, but at least I know that. So it's cute that we all try, right? But what really goes into the psychology behind thinking we're all great drivers? We can't all be great drivers. Have you ever heard of illusion superiority? No? Well, it's not some kind of Marvel villain, although it probably should be. It's a psychological effect where people tend to overestimate their own abilities compared to others. Especially when it comes to doing things like driving. There was a study a long time ago. The one I found was from 1981, way back in the day. But basically, even back then, it showed that 93% of American drivers rated themselves as better than average. Now, if you fast forward to today, a study shared by the Lawrence Berkeley Center said 80% of daily drivers, now over 80% of daily drivers, think they're good, or not only good, but they're great drivers. Now, meanwhile, almost every traffic report says that the roads have basically become, and I know, a freaking war zone out there. So who's lying? Chances are it's probably all of us. Now, the funny thing or weird thing or ironic thing, I guess, is that we think we're the exception. We've all done it, right? We're sitting in traffic thinking everybody else is an idiot today. Oh my gosh, I'm driving and look at that idiot over there cut me off. Look at that idiot over there driving without his headlights on. Look at that idiot over there in the wrong lane, has his turn signal on, and it's been on for 5 miles. Is he ever going to turn into that lane? Probably not. And my biggest pet peeve with people, now this is probably maybe goes to mechanics and bad driving too, is when their car suddenly has an issue and they need to pull over to the side of the road, to the right side of the road. But for some god-awful unknown reason, they decide that I think parking my car in the middle of the freaking freeway is a good spot to just break down. when you know your car's breaking down, you can feel it shudder. You can feel something going on. You feel something going on, something wrong with your car. And you don't think that I'm going to use these like 10 seconds before the car completely dies to start moving over to the right, getting out of the way. No, I'm just going to park it right here in the middle of the freeway. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And yet all of us, and I mean all of us, when we get to a stop sign, what do you do if nobody's there? Well, you kind of do a yield. You kind of roll through it. A California stop, as they say. You basically say, well, hey, I looked both ways. Nobody's coming. And I can just cruise on through. It happens all the time. Or here's another one we all do. You tailgate someone and you think, I'm just going to give them just a gentle suggestion to move, like move out of my way. But when someone else rides your bumper, oh, what is this guy's problem? I'm going to brake check this guy. It's kind of funny how we all think we are amazing drivers. Like we are the best driver on the road out here today. But, it's funny. It's that it's not always true. And and I know it, that we think we're the best. But unfortunately, there's some of us that don't even use your turn signals. And if you drive on these American highways as much as I have, and if you have been driving for a while, you probably know that people do get aggravated very easily when things happen. But the real question is, why do we get so mad behind the wheel of all places? Why is there road rage? Where does this come from? What are you so angry about? Why does this happen? So the AAA Foundation found that 96% of drivers admit to doing something aggressive behind the wheel in the past year. Holy crap, that's almost all of us, 96%, that's almost everybody has done something aggressive behind the wheel in the past year. Now, that's not just a few people. That's just not one guy here, one girl there, one guy there doing it or whatever. That is almost everybody. That is like almost everybody that drives today in the United States has had some serious aggression behind the wheel. Now, we've all been out there. We've all been driving behind the crazies, and we've seen it happen. We've seen lots of videos on social media where people park, they get out of their cars, and they go fist to fist, and they start fighting. And in some serious cases, it actually leads to death, fatality, or murder with guns being drawn out and crazy knives and things like that. These things can escalate very, very quickly. But why does this happen? Why do we get so angry? Why are we so upset? We are very, very upset on the road more than any other place in the world. And I guess it kind of makes sense if you think about it because, well, first off, you believe that you're a good driver, right? You believe that you are the best driver on the road. I mean, of course you are, right? It's you. You're the good driver, obviously, right? Yeah. And because you believe you're a good driver, you also are using your car to get somewhere. You're using your vehicle as a means of transportation. You have to get somewhere, and you are definitely in a hurry to get there. You've got places to go. Time is money, baby. We got to get going here. I got time for this nonsense. We got to go. And you're focused. I get it. You're locked in. You got to get to where you got to go. You are driving. You are in a zone of you driving down the road, going to your place, the place you got to be in your car. It's you moving to your next destination. And then as you're cruising along in your zone of driving, someone has the nerve to drive up behind you, cuts in front of you without even signaling, cuts you off. How dare they? And then your blood pressure spikes. You go from calm to combat in 3 seconds flat. You honk at them. You flip them off. You yell, "Stupid driver, you're such an idiot. Learn how to drive." And you get so mad. But why? Why are you so angry? Why? Well, it's because for some reason, all of us do this. It's because we actually take driving very personally. Now, let me say that again. We take driving personally. It's our car. It's our cool car. If you have a cool car, it's our space. It's our control. And when someone breaks the rules, we see it as an attack on our competence. But the sad truth is that even though, let's be real here. We've all been that guy at some point. And that is a very hard thing to admit. And have you ever been driving down the road and somebody's honking at you, flipping you off, doing something crazy? You're like wondering, like, what did I do? Like, I just drive it in my lane, just minding my own thing, listening to my favorite podcast, which hopefully Cool Cars with Chris, which hopefully you're listening to right now while you're driving. And you're just cruising along and someone's getting mad at you. You're like, what did I even do? Now, there are some mistakes as drivers we don't even know we're actually making. And this is where it gets a little interesting because we're talking about mistakes that we make that we don't even know we're actually making. Now, you're probably thinking that you're a great driver. You know all the rules. You ace the test. You know it inside and out. You've been driving for years. You know everything about driving. You can probably teach anybody how to drive, because you've been doing it so long. You're so great at it. But this is where it gets a little sneaky. Most of the bad driving out there, it's not from drunk people or 16-year-olds, learning how to drive, their first time doing anything. It's us, regular, experienced drivers who just we've gotten a little lazy. That's what it is. We're all lazy. And we're also lazy with confidence. So we're very overconfident as a driver. So I guess you'd call that lazy confidence. That's a new coin. I'm going to coin that one. Lazy confident person. That'll be my new nickname as a driver, I guess. Lazy confidence. And here are some signs you can tell whether somebody is a lazy confident driver. One is rolling stop signs. Do you do a California roll? Do you come to the stop sign and say, it's good, nobody's here, cruise on through, here I go, let me keep on going? That is one sign. Another is riding in the left lane like it's your own personal driveway. I've seen people go super slow and I've seen people go really fast. In fact, one time when I was 16 years old, I was taking my friends up to Disneyland for a Disneyland getaway thing for I think it was a sports thing or something like that. Anyways, I'm driving up there and I didn't know about the freeway system that well. I wasn't very confident as a driver because I was only 16. And I remember that to ensure I didn't get thrown off on any unusual like freeway exits or get lost, I pretty much stuck to the fast lane the entire time driving up there, the far left lane. And I remember as I was driving back home, this car came up behind me and he was honking at me and flashing his lights at me and going really crazy and tailgating me. And here I am, a 16-year-old new driver, and I didn't know what to do. I was kind of panicked. Everybody else was kind of chill in the car. It was late at night. And I was like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? And it turns out, I guess I was going slower than the guy wanted to be in the fast lane. He wanted to go much faster, and I'm going slower. And it was at night, so I couldn't really see very well flashing lights and all this stuff. So I just stood my ground. I stayed in one place. And as the guy got around me, of course, he honked and flipped me off, and he kept on going. And here I am, a scared little 16-year-old learning how to drive. Just got my license, trying to navigate long distance driving versus like being in town on a freeway. And I totally get it. When people want to be in the fast lane, they want to go as fast as they want, nobody be in the way. And he easily could have gotten around me, and eventually he did. But the fact that I was in the fast lane and he thought it was his own personal like runway, his personal driveway, and I was like stopping him from going like 90 or 100. I don't know how fast I was going at the time, but it was probably around the speed limit, I guess. And this guy didn't want to go the speed limit. He wanted to go extremely fast. Some other things we do is we change lanes without signaling. Now, this seems to piss me off. People do this. I always do this. I just try to always do this, but people do it. Like, how do I know which lane you're going to go in if you don't use your turn signal? That's how accidents happen. That's how two people like butt into each other. They'll try to share the same lane at the same time. And that's what happens. But listen, turn your turn signal on before you start turning, not during, not after, like it matters at that point. Of course, speeding, something we all do, like speeding a little, because I know how to handle it. Like, I am the professional driver. My BMW can go at 120 miles an hour, no problemo, in traffic, swerving around cars. I know what I'm doing because I'm a professional, because I drive a BMW. Hello. Of course. We all think we're amazing. And of course, the big one out there I see today, it seems like in traffic at red lights, because we're all guilty of this. Everybody, you cannot say you're not guilty of this one. And that is looking at your phone while you're in traffic, and looking at your phone while you're at a red light. Everybody does it. We all do that. And I think when we're not doing it and we see somebody else do it, we get a little mad. We get a little angry. We get like, how dare you? Look at you on your phone. Yet the very next sign of traffic, the very next stoplight you get to, you're pulling your phone out. You're checking Facebook. You're checking whatever. You're checking different things. I get it. I mean, we've all done it. But did you know that human error contributes to around 90% of crashes? It's not like, say, bad road conditions. It's not, say, bad luck. It's not the boogeyman. It's not the other guy. It's us. Because we still say we're a quote unquote good driver. So, the stats don't lie. We're overconfident, underaware, and we're just often winging it out there. I mean, one hand on our coffee, one hand on our phone, our knee steering the steering wheel. I get it. I totally do. But hey, I'm not here to roast you. I'm not here to bash you. I'm not here to tell you that you're a horrible, crappy driver out there on the roads and you should never drive again. I'm not saying that at all. I'm roasting all of us. We all need to work on this, myself included. Although I pride myself as a great driver, I know I'm not. I know I make mistakes. And the reason why I know I make mistakes, because you out there have told me that. You out there have honked at me. You out there have flipped me off. You out there have said I'm a bad driver. But I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to improve. I'm always trying to make sure I get to my destination safely, efficiently. And I know that I make mistakes. And I know I'm not perfect. And I know that the driving, roads out there in the United States can be treacherous. And I know that not everybody out there is on their A game. And I know. But there are some things you can do to defend yourself as a driver. One simple thing you can do is give yourself enough space cushion around you that no clown is going to get close enough to you. If someone's coming towards you, you figure out a way to get a gap between you and that person. Basically steer clear of them, especially in the rain. If it's raining outside, it's really pouring down, I absolutely hate to be next to somebody on the freeway. I will make sure I'll go out of my way, slow lane, fast lane, wherever it's got to be to get away from somebody. I do not want to be side by side next to a car running down the freeway at 65 miles an hour, maybe even 70 miles an hour in the rain, because that's how spin outs happen. And when they spin out and lose control, when they hit that puddle, because they always do, they're going to fishtail and they're going to slide left to right. And if you are right next to them, they're going to collide into you. So to stay away from bad drivers is simply just stay away from bad drivers. And I know it can't always happen with traffic and things like that, or the way the roads are. I understand. Not every situation is perfect. Not every road condition is perfect. Not every traffic pattern is perfect. Not everybody on the road is perfect. And I want to say thank you so much for listening all the way to the very end of this episode. And if you enjoyed this, which I hope you did, please hit follow or subscribe wherever you are listening to this podcast right now. That would mean the world to me, and it'd be super cool for you, because that way you will never miss any future episodes that come down the pipe. They will be delivered to you automatically, which means you don't have to worry about it. It's all done in the back end. Don't you worry, little pretty head. It's all taken care of. So head on over to coolcarswithchris.com and you can follow the show there, and you can see what's happening and all the cool videos and ways to contact me. Everything you possibly want, including social media. Everything is right there at the wonderful world of coolcarswithchris.com. And until next time, happy driving, be safe, tame that anger. Listen, everybody makes mistakes driving, including that guy right over there. And you too, possibly. So until next time, I'll catch you on the very next episode. And be safe, drive legal, and I'll see you later.